Howdy you all. Yeah, just going live now. Don't think we're going to get anybody coming up, even though I did sort of ask if anybody wanted to come up or send out the link to a few people, but doesn't look like it. But anyways, here we are, and a big hi to everybody who might be in here, although I think it's pretty quiet at the moment. I should just start it on my phone just to see who we've got. Sometimes it's just easier just to see messages on my phone. My computer's just so small, the printing, and then, of course, if I zoom the page, I sort of lose other things that I'm wanting to see and keep track of. So, there's that. But anyways, here we are and just waiting to see who we're going to get coming in, and hope we get a few people coming in. I really do. Be great to see a few people in chat and saying hello, but it'll be what it will be, I guess. Don't know who we'll get. But yeah, looks like there might be a few others going live at this time, so it's pretty hard. Well, looks like, yeah, Lazy Days Ahead is live, and they've got a nice number in their live. They always do have a nice number. Anyways, I wonder who else is live. Just see. I don't know. Who else is live? Lazy Days Ahead, but yeah, I might have to open my computer just to see who is live. Oh no, here's a live tab here on my phone, so I can see who else is live. Yeah, there's some news channels live by the look of it. But yeah, some news channels and other channels, but yeah, nobody I really follow except for Lazy Days Ahead. But they're going to take quite a few from my live. But anyways, that is what it is. I so often change my live times, and I ain't changing it again. So those who are here watching, what's my sound quality and video quality like? Probably a bit hopeless. It's often a bit hopeless here in this location. Anyways, get it up here on my phone just so that I can keep up with things. It looks like it's going to blow it out with the this room's not real light, and there's just one artificial light I've got on, and yeah, it looks like it's just hold the screen up to you all. It's going to blow it out. Never mind. Just see what the temperature is. Temperature check. Okay, so we have 70 at the moment, top of 72. And not sure what the low was. It says it was about 58, the low. Huh. Well, yeah. Certainly didn't feel as chilly this morning first thing as what it had the last couple of mornings. So, yeah, it's probably pretty right. So, yeah, I'll just set this to all messages and hope I don't miss anybody. because it is easy enough to miss you all on there, and especially since I'm using Restream, the messages don't always come up very well on Restream. So, anyways, here we are. And yeah, who do we have here with us? And of course, please do type drop, DROP, and get Nightbot just to share you all out. And I've got a copy here, my second copy for the day, and I'm having an iced coffee. So, because it's not really that cold, and I do enjoy an iced coffee. You're probably all having a giggle at that. But yeah, I do enjoy an iced coffee. And I'm looking like a drowned rat at the moment because I'm not long out of the shower. I washed my hair, So looking like a drowned rat just at the moment. So you might be having a giggle at that. Probably should have messaged Joslyn just to say, I'm going live. But I did send the link out to her yesterday, knowing that she won't come up, but she knows that I'm going to be live at this time. So, But just having a nice coffee. And yesterday was the election. And of course, there was a result last night, and it's not a very favourable result. It seems that the current government, or the incumbent government is back, and the current government, or the incumbent government, is a very, very liberal, left-leaning government, and some very, very, very horrible things have been happening in this country, and so it seems like they will continue. And, honestly, I think it's probably getting to a time when, all or a lot of the more conservative people probably should just leave the place and leave it to its own devices, because it's become a very, very horrible country, and there's going to be another 3 years of this. So I think it might be at a point, it was very close to being a point sort of now that there's no coming back from, and I think it might be, in 3 years' time, it'll be at a point where it's just done. The country's done. The country's finished. It's a very similar government to what's been brought in or brought back in Canada, and a very similar situation. That many of the normal people just didn't want this and wanted change, but it's been brought back. And you sort of wonder what's going on there. And a very similar government to what's in England at this stage too. So I think there could be a lot of people leaving. Just it's the final straw. If anybody's got some thoughts on that, it would be great to hear them. So who do we have here with us? It's not so cold today, so I haven't got my hoodie on to show my new hoodie. But this is some old merch I've got on, T-shirt from my old merch. So the link's still there on my shopping channel. So everybody can check that out, the shopping tab. Also, the link for my new merch. And my new merch store should be in the description. And of course, I'm going to add another thank you, Penny. And of course, I have dropped your channel tag in the description as well. I've got to check to see if the tags are working. But everybody who's tagged there in my description, they're all people who have helped me in some way, and are really much, much, much appreciated. From the person who's run special live streams for me to people who have dropped me a super or what have you. A big, big thank you. And of course, anybody else who shows some sort of kindness to me like that will definitely get put into the links. And basically, that description goes up on my lives, my shorts, everything, thanking everybody who's helped me. And you are so, so, so appreciated. And yeah, I need to get busy and make a thank you members video too, just for members who have purchased a membership. I do gift out some members, of course, both from myself and also YouTube's wonderful program, gifting out members, their 10 free memberships every month. Plus, I'll buy a couple and give some out, and as things allow, I sort of buy some more. And, if situations sort of allow, I'll also buy some memberships to gift out on some other channels when they're having a live. There's been Jan that I've done it for, and also Gail, and there's probably one or two others, but channels who I'm already a member of. If I'm able to do it, I've got a couple of spare dollars, I'll always buy a membership or two just to gift out on their lives as well. And I sometimes think it's, a bit better than a small super chat of the same size, the same cost. I wish I could sort of give out far bigger super chats if I was in a better situation, and I would, because I certainly appreciate all of you. And so, if I could give out a nice big super chat from time to time, if I was in, the situation of being able to, I certainly would. A huge thank you to everybody who shares this one out. You are much, much, much appreciated. A huge thank you to anybody who happens to be here watching, although things are looking pretty quiet at the moment. So if you are here watching, because sometimes you don't sort of get the true number either of who's watching. If you are here watching, do say hello. And, of course, if you've got some sort of collab going on or some special project with YouTube or even in your own life that you feel like sharing, please do feel free to share it in chat. But yeah, it'd be great to see a few people come here and say hello. I'm not thinking it's going to be a hugely long live stream today. It's all fairly quiet. Unless we get a heap of people charging in, we'll probably sort of cut it down to about an hour. And of course, I've got to get out and do some more filming too, out and about. And, being now early May, there might be some fall colours around. So I might have to go out and see if I can find some and film them, because I always love the fall colours. So if I could get a video of some fall colours, that would be wonderful. A bit like an iced coffee is wonderful. Everybody be having a giggle at that. So, yeah, who do we have here with us? I mean, I'm hoping we're getting a few people coming and wanting to say hello. I'd really love to see a heap of people coming in, but you know, whether that happens or not, because I know there's, you know, Lazy Days Ahead there live is on, so they had something like 109 in the chat, so you know that takes a fair few people away who could likely have been in my live. But you know that's just what it is, and trying to get a time to run a live stream these days where there's absolutely nobody on is near impossible. Unless I happen to go live at a really stupid sort of time. You know, it's midnight for you all in the USA. You know, there's not going to be anybody live at that time, or anybody who watches me live at that time. But there's also going to be nobody awake to watch it, and I've got to run. I'll be running Gail and Heather's live on Replay Gang a bit later on too. I woke up a bit early yesterday for their live, and when I woke up, Jan had just started hers. You know, their Friday evening live. So I'd completely missed Gail and Heather. You know, our clocks fell back. Their clocks sprang forward, or you know, spring forward, and you know, it's made it a little bit early, especially on a Saturday morning, Friday night for you, or Saturday morning for me, that I'm often not awake to see it. Stitching it up. Hi there, Lisa. Great to see you, and thanks so much for coming in. So I'll have to run that a bit later on Replay Game. Definitely have to run it a bit later on Replay Game. What's that alert I just see? I think it's Instagram. Come up on my watch. I mean, I've got you all running on my phone as well, just to keep up with chats. But of course, a Sunday morning here, and time is 11:18, I think. 11:18, yeah. Oh, it is, yeah. It gets a bit hard to sort of read. I hate how I have to put glasses on just to read everything, and you know, that's really annoying. And you know, if anybody else has to do that and finds it annoying, type a 1. Type 1 in chat, and if you don't find it annoying, type 2. You know, if you have to use glasses but don't find it annoying, type 2. And if you don't have to wear glasses at all and have perfect vision and can read small print and whatever, type 3. It'd be interesting to see what everybody's got to say. But I'd definitely be typing a 1 in chat on that one. I find it annoying. But I have some iced coffee here, so I'm just having that, and just sort of still waking up, and my hair's still wet, looking like a drowned rat. I left and I mean, the dryer wasn't that good, and I couldn't carry it. I left it at the last place when I moved, and so I'll need to get a new dryer, you know, a new blow dryer. But anyways, never mind. Oh, thank you, Elisa. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I need more of those. Definitely need more of those. Don't know if we've got many people here with us anyways, but you know, that is what it is. And yeah, I was just having a bit of a chit chat about yesterday's election and the terrible result. really, I just want things just to go right for me, that I can just leave. That's what I really want, and once I leave Australia, I won't be coming back. Never want to be back. Um, it's just not a nice place anymore, and it's getting worse and worse, and definitely with what happened yesterday with the election, things will continue to get worse and won't get any better. So, I don't I don't care if once I'm gone, I never step foot in this country whatever again, if you know what I mean. And yeah, just hoping to get out. And if YouTube was extra kind or the lottery was kind, I wouldn't be here anymore. I'd be gone, and I'd do a little bit of travel, and then I'd relocate in the USA. That's my dream. Catch up with a few friends in Southeast Asia. Maybe do a trip to Northern Europe. Scandinavia, and then you know settling in the States. That's my big dream, and for me, definitely, I think I want to live sort of somewhere in the New England states. You're talking about Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey. Don't know about New York State, Maryland, Rhode Island. Though I don't know if I really want to live in Rhode Island either. It's very expensive, Rhode Island, I know, and a lot of the other states, in the New England area, can be quite expensive too. I could consider, West Virginia, like if I was up in the mountains or something like that, at a bit of elevation, away from the hottest weather. And of course, the Appalachians are absolutely beautiful and wonderful people, and such a charming area too, of course. And of course, my bucket list, Alaska. I really, really, really want to get, to Alaska and see Alaska and experience Alaska. As well as sort of, as many of the lower 48 as I could. But at this stage, I don't sort of see it happening, unfortunately. But some viral videos would really help, or the lottery being kind. But I don't sort of see either happening, I'm afraid. But anyways, what's everybody here been up to? Still drinking iced coffee. I was hoping that I did send the link out to a heap of people. I was hoping I might have got somebody come up, just to join the panel and say hello. But I knew there'd be no hope of Lynda getting in, because I know, she's had a death in her family, so I know that she was out, and I believe over this weekend that she might have had that the memorial service was over this weekend. So, Lynda, of another time, please, everybody, keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers also, and keep her in your thoughts and prayers, and her family as well. Um, so I did send the link to Lynda, but I didn't really expect to see her, because knowing what she's you know going through at the moment. I didn't really expect her, and I didn't sort of hear back from any of the others who I sent the link out either. So, I sort of, oh, will they come or won't they come? Probably won't come, But I sort of, if I can, do, restream or StreamYard, something like that on a Saturday evening, which is a Sunday morning for me. I did miss last Sunday. I didn't go live last Sunday because I just wasn't feeling very well at all and wasn't feeling it. So to live. I didn't catch who I'm talking about. I was talking about Lynda of Another Time. Yeah, she'd had a death in her family, so I was just asking everybody just to keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. I did send her the link, but I wasn't expecting to see her because of that. But anyways, never mind. I've got you all running on my phone here. Oh, yes, got you all running on my phone. It's the best way for me to keep up with comments. They don't seem to flash up on the screen here. Doing this through Restream, so it's the best way just to keep up. And of course, I'd love everybody to share whatever you're doing over the weekend. Or yeah, thank you. I'm sure she'll appreciate that, Elisa. Anybody, just share what you're up to, or if you've got something special with YouTube, got a collaboration on, anybody, if you want your channel shared out, type drop. And for those in blue, if you've got something you'd like to share out, you might have a video, a special video, or a friend's video, or something, or a playlist, a collaboration playlist. Anybody in blue, you're quite welcome just to share the link here also in chat. And yeah, I've sort of had to make links to be blue only, I'm afraid. Right at the beginning of live streams, there was a few people that just abused sharing of links, and that weren't in blue. Oh, Wanda, hi there. Great to see you. Great to see you. Yeah, I should put you into blue too, actually. Because I do know you, of course. So, of course, those who I know and trust are in blue. So, yeah, I'll put you in blue too. Wanda, if you've if you've got a video you want to share, please do feel free. And, if you've got a video that wants a bit of a push and so you just share it out, or you've got a playlist going on, or you need some hours, you're most welcome just to share those things here, of course. Oh, yes, just Wonder Lisa saying hi, awesome. Didn't know how many I'd get here today. You never sort of know. It's always a bit of an unknown, these live streams. Will I get some nice views or will it be quiet? Don't know why that is, but it's just oh, thank you, Wanda. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And I so appreciate everybody who does share these out, and everybody who shares out my normal videos as well. I should have a look to see what I've got on my last full-length video. I believe I've got over 1,000 views on that now, so that's pushing along nicely. And it seems anything with the night market or festivals and also museums seem to really go well on my channel. So it's basically what I'll sort of keep concentrating on, or interesting day outings, that sort of thing. I know there's an attraction I'd love to get to, but that'll have to wait until YouTube's kind, because it's a bit of a cost to go there. But I would really love to go there and film, and I could probably get quite a few videos out of it on a day trip there. But it's a place called Sovereign Hill, and it's a working museum of the gold rush days, and it would be absolutely fascinating. But of course, where that is, it's about an hour and a half away by train. And I believe it's something like about $50 or $60 to get in for the day. So it's a fair cost, a fair cost. But I'd love to do that one. What my channel's all about, yeah. I started in 2019, class of 2019. I started making YouTube videos and started off as a cooking channel, and battled away there to get views and all of that. And I haven't done any cooking videos for the last 2 years, so a bit over 2 years, maybe 2.5 years now. I just wasn't getting the views, and it was a lot of cost, buying ingredients and whatever just to make, videos. And although I enjoy cooking, I was getting very burned out, and I wasn't enjoying filming cooking, and then particularly the editing of cooking and that, it just really it really dragged on. It was really such a chore, and an odious chore. So I'd sort of changed. I mean, I'd always sort of done some outdoor content too, when I'd get out and walk the woodland trails and whatnot. And of course, I loved filming that, and love the outdoors. So, stay tuned for a few more outdoor videos to come from time to time. But I changed focus to, because I found like shopping hauls not too bad. So I will do the odd shopping haul. Mall visits, not too bad. But everybody really loves like the museums, art galleries, festivals, markets, night markets, that sort of thing. So, more cultural events. So, I sort of focus my channel on more cultural events because everybody seems to love those, and they're the videos that sort of get views. So, they're the videos that I decided I'll make. And I really enjoy getting out and filming them, seeing different people and all that. And oftentimes the interacting with the different people when I've got a camera in hand can be really quite fun. And it's not such a chore. It's not such a chore to edit it. Dreamland Soundscapes. Hi there, great to see you. Yeah, I don't hate cooking, but I found that I just don't like to film it. I'd rather sort of get on with cooking what I'm cooking and get it over and done with. But when you're trying to film it, you're having to start something and stop and set up your camera and then move the camera around, and then you find that you forgot to push record when you started doing something, so have to do it again, or just try and sort of work around it, and then keep going. And oftentimes I'd cook something and then look at the footage later and find out that it was horrible. The footage was horrible, or I missed a lot of things, or the SD card decided it wanted to play up, or what have you. And so, if I want to make this cooking video again of this particular dish, well, I'll have to film it again. And I might have a blooper video, but that's about it. So, yeah, that's what I found. Sometimes I enjoy baking. Yeah, I enjoy baking. I'm not in a place to do it. I need to get somewhere where I can do those things again. But I more enjoy baking or cooking, like if I'm going to have somebody to share it with, if you know what I mean. I certainly wouldn't want to be baking just for myself. We all know that baked goods really put on the pounds, and I just love cakes and things too much, so it's best not to bake them and best not to buy them. Just to avoid putting on the pounds from them, because it's a bit like chocolate. I rarely buy chocolate because I love chocolate too much, and if I buy chocolate, it sort of just goes on my waistline, if you know what I mean. I clean it up too quickly, and it's added to my waistline, so it's best not to buy it that often. Then if I don't buy it, I don't eat it. You know what I mean? Yeah, find your niche, keep trying new things, yeah. Got to go, but leaving these running for you. Thank you so much, Dreamland. I really, really appreciate that. So yeah, I think my niche sort of seems to be like traveling and festivals and day trips and that sort of thing. It seems to be, well, I enjoy making those videos, and it seems to be what gets the views. So, that's what I'll sort of keep doing. And, once I'm able to relocate to the USA, I'll probably film very similar. If there's farmers markets, night markets, street food festivals, or art festivals, or different festivals. Also things like small town fairs, county fairs. I'd love to film those. Amish stores. If somebody's got, like, if there's a small town museum of some type, I'd love to film that. Or, a town festival, or, a small town arts festival, some sort of rally, like a vintage car rally or something like that, a YouTube meetup. That's all sort of stuff that I'd love to film. Yes, so true. When you do what you like, the subs like it. Yeah. And, I guess everybody sort of, the subs work out. I enjoy going to these markets, and festivals and cultural events and that sort of thing. So that's what they like, I guess. And, they might have sort of worked out I was getting pretty burnt out with cooking videos. We're talking about 3 years back. I hadn't sort of done a cooking video for the last 2.5 years. They probably worked out I was getting pretty burned out on those, maybe too. I didn't sort of get a real lot of views, and all the expense of making them and all the effort was pretty much wasted. I thought so. Leave for the qualified chefs, and the odd homesteader who really loves to make cooking videos as well. And of course, a lot of the people who are making cooking videos also have families, and so they have some help, which really does, make things a lot easier too. And of course, you're making a cooking video and you generally have a lot of food sort of left over. So if you've got somebody around to help you eat it all up, that really helps too. And of course, for me, it's just me. So I'd end up having to freeze a lot of things, leftovers. And of course, where I'm living now, totally impossible to make a cooking video here anyways. I'm living in a share house and it absolutely sucks. A share kitchen. Um, and I refuse to use the share kitchen. I basically I just cook what I want in my room. Very, very simple cooking. I have a benchtop oven and a George Foreman grill. So, it's basically only what I can cook in those things. And of course, I don't have any bench space here. I probably have like about 2 square foot of bench space. So it's basically something that's minimal preparation, minimal cooking that I make. And of course, I'm probably spending a bit more money on things that I can buy that doesn't need a lot of preparation compared to something that needs more preparation but is cheaper. I have a small fridge in my room but no freezer. So, that really limits things too. And really, really limits things. So, a small fridge in my room, but no freezer. I cannot use the main fridge and freezer in the main kitchen because, a couple of times I've put things in the freezer and it's just terrible evaporation. Things just evaporate from there. So, why buy something if it's going to evaporate? So, not buying anything. I also enjoy flea markets, yard sales, auctions. Yeah, that's some ideas for me to go and do some videos on too. I find flea markets, yard sales, that sort of thing, really, really quite interesting. So yeah, that's something I could do, or an auction, something like that, if ever I get the opportunity. Um, so the evaporation in this place is just terrible, and I'm really, really quite peeved off at the moment. A couple of days ago, I had a girl ask me, "Oh, have you got any milk? Can I have a little bit of milk?" And me being too nice, "Oh yeah, I got some milk. Have you got a cup?" And she had said, "No, just give me the milk and I'll bring it back when I'm done." And half a gallon of milk. It was here, right up to here. I just got a little bit out of some coffee. And so, yeah, I'll give you the bottle. Just bring it back when you're done. And of course, waiting and waiting and waiting for the milk. An hour and a half, and the milk hadn't come back. So I thought, I'll have to go and see where she is. Get my milk back. So I go to the maid kitchen. I'll just see if it's in the fridge first. Maybe she just put it back in there by mistake. And yeah, it's in the fridge, and it was at that level. I mean, I've only got a couple of cups of coffee's worth of milk out of it since. Was at that level. She'd used a quart and a half of milk. And I mean, she just really took advantage. And I mean, this is not cheap milk. Half a gallon of this one, $6. So it's not cheap milk. So yeah, that really, really put a bad taste in my mouth. And if she ever asks me for milk or anything again, just excuse the French, fuck her. I shouldn't say that word on YouTube, but fuck her not getting, nothing from me. And, she just took advantage. And really quite upset with that sort of place I'm living in, and I just want to get out of this place, the share house. And it's just, to put it bluntly and to, you know, say it in French, this house is just shit house. You know what I mean? So, I'm not happy. And so often they're fighting and arguing all night, and I'm not sleeping very well because they're fighting and arguing all night. I keep to myself and don't know what they're fighting about, don't want to know, I won't know, and I just stick to myself. There's 8 rooms in this house, and yeah, too many of them are using, well, substances, illicit substances, or they drink too much. So, it's not good. And, when you need to lock the bathroom because somebody decides, on Friday evenings or Saturday evenings that they're just going to go into the bathroom and shoot up, it's just too much. They're walking up and down, stopping up and down the passageway sort of half the night. And so I don't really get a lot of sleep here. And what I pay per week here, $260. So, you're looking at over $1,000. So what are we looking at? $1,040 in a 28-day month period. So, it's actually paying more than what I was paying private rental. Renting a room, private rental. So, paying more money and in a far worse spot, which really, really sucks, I think. Got some iced coffee here. first thing in the morning, I'll go out to the main kitchen and boil the kettle, and then I'll just hot water. And then whenever I want a coffee during the day, I just I have hot water in this thermos flask. That's basically what I do about that. I'm not wanting to buy too many things like pills and things because when I leave here, I'm not able to carry them all with me. Oh, thank you, Wanda. You have to go. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for listening to my rant too. But I've nearly got it filled up, so I do have a drink bottle I'll put stickers on too. So I don't have a sticker board at the moment because thinking when I move, that's something else I've got to carry, and it's probably impossible. Maybe I could put stickers onto a poster and then roll it up. But you put that sort of thing in your luggage, and posters even get crumpled up, and that when you put them in your luggage when you're moving, traveling, that sort of thing. So don't know, but just sticking onto a thermos flask seems to be the way to go. Who else do we have here with us? I know things are a bit slow today. Miss Pretty Lady, hi there, great to see you. And thanks so much for coming in. It's a bit of a rant today at the moment, but that's what it is. Never mind. So we've sort of had quite a few ranty subjects. It's the weekend here, and yesterday was election day, and the results, well, you could say they're pretty horrid. No change of government, so things are not looking very good for this country. And excuse me, it's sort of looking like this country is probably finished. A very, very similar result to Canada's election. Just to elaborate more, people thought there was going to be change, and then no change except maybe change for the worse. So, a very, very similar result to what has happened in Canada. And, I'm hearing talk of even, there's a few videos and that sort of thing of normal, everyday people here in this country saying that they're leaving because they just can't do it anymore. Yeah, please press that like button. Yeah, thank you. I need more of those. So lots more of those would be much appreciated. There's been a lot of videos sort of popping up here of people saying that it's time to leave this country and they won't be back. So, it'll be interesting to see. And of course, the people saying that it's time to leave are generally the people who have been here for generations. The people whose families have been here for generations. They're the people who are saying that it's time to leave. A lot of people whose families sort of really built this country. So, it's sort of, interesting to see. And, the character of this country is definitely not what it was in, the 1980s or the 1990s or even the early 2000s. And this country, it's gone down a very, very, very bad path. And it's not the friend country, party country that it once was. It's definitely not the country of Steve Irwin or Crocodile Dundee. It's nothing like that anymore. And, that's quite sad. It used to be a place where there was a lot of, nice people, friendly people, and people who were very, very friendly, people who were very laid back and relaxed. People were very chill, and it's not that anymore. People now here are very, very unfriendly. Very unfriendly. Backstabbers. Gaslighters. Basically, the whole country's moved very much to the left, and it's very much people of a whole different tradition have come in, and a whole different religion they've come in, and they've taken the place over and inundated it, and it's really sad. And I'm Melbourne, and it's what it's not the place it once was. I don't know if anybody's got any thoughts and opinions on that. Please do feel free to share them. You're most welcome. But it's sad what has happened here, and what this place has become. It's really, really, really sad, and it's going to be more and more of the same. And it was very much was at the limit of being able to be brought back, but now there'll be another 3 years of a liberal left-leaning government, and I don't see any coming back now. The country's finished. The country's done. It's becoming the third world, and it will be the third world. Once they've had their way. So it's really sad. And I look at the USA, and of course my blood is American. The USA, and knowing that America has dodged a bullet, and America is back, and that's wonderful to see. Really wonderful to see. And then I see what happened in Canada, and I find that really quite sad and quite upsetting too. It would have been nice to get the old Canada coming back, but that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. But yeah, anybody who's got thoughts on all of that, do feel free to share, and tell us what you think. Do feel free. We're coming up to an hour, so I might go for another 15 minutes unless I get a heap of people sort of charging in. We've had a few more people come in, sort of, the last sort of 15, 20 minutes. So, I was sort of originally at the start of this live when it was all very quiet, thinking, oh, yeah, I might just go an hour and then call it. But, getting a few more people coming in, go a bit longer. So, yeah, I'll, call it in 15 minutes, I think. Unless we get a heap of people charging in or more people charging in. Also, what's everybody up to for the weekend? Would love to hear what everybody's up to for the weekend. For me, it'd be pretty quiet. Not really up to that much. Nothing interesting going on. So, of course, if YouTube was kind and I had the money, I might sort of, go out somewhere and film something. But that's not happening. That's not happening today. So maybe next week during the week I might get out and film some fall colours somewhere. Because it is fall now and being early May, there should be some fall colours on the trees. And hoping I haven't missed them and they've dropped all their leaves, I guess. I could go out there to film and find that a lot of them have dropped their leaves. Because there's no sort of or not a lot of real proper deciduous trees sort of around here. But I really miss seeing the nice trees. It's all just eucalyptus trees, and I'm sort of very about eucalyptus trees, gum trees, that sort of thing. I've never really liked them. So, I have to go I have to sort of go out a little bit to find, some nice trees that have some beautiful fall colours. I have to go out maybe to, the botanical gardens in the city, for example, or I really need to get out into some mountains or hill country where, there's a bit more elevation. And so where people in the past have planted a lot of the beautiful trees, and that it does sort of get, that there's a bit of a enough of a season change that it does bring on the fall colours. And even, even where there is fall colours in this country, they're nothing. They're nothing compared to what's in New England or in Northern Europe, for example, because you really need to have a real winter to to get the season change, to have the nice colours come. You really need to have a proper winter instead of just basically a cooler wet season that there is here. So yeah, I must get out and do some of those and see if I can find some fall colours. So yeah, what's everybody else got on for the weekend? Planned for the weekend and for the week ahead? And things are looking quiet, so probably cut this off in 10 minutes time. And I will also remind everybody, if you want your channel link shared out, type drop, and Nightbot will do that. Nightbot should be working. I know last week I got it working again. I just hadn't been in there for a while and I had to log into it, so it should be working again. And I'm still drinking away on iced coffee here. Today's somewhat warmer in the morning than what it was for the last week, so I looked at the temperature on the weather app, and it said this morning was about 56, 58, that sort of thing. The last few days before that, it was in the low 40s. A couple of mornings of 40 degrees, and then the others in the low 40s, and absolutely beautiful mornings, sort of, cool and crisp and that sort of thing. But this morning not so cool, and so, explains hence why I'm wearing a T-shirt. The wind's starting to blow here. I'll just shut this window a little bit. I've got the curtain pulled here and the light on because, sometimes the sun sort of shines into the window and bobs out everything, bobs out the colours and everything in my life. So, just do that. So, yeah, just waiting if anybody's going to share anything, and then we'll cut it off and call it in 10 minutes, the live stream. It's been a bit of a chat about a few different things and a bit of a rantmas. I need things to work out that I can get out of this country and get back to the States. Maybe do a little bit of travel, get to the States. Because there are a few people I've really got to visit that I haven't sort of been out of this country for a few years that I've really got to catch up with. And, then onto the States and start life once again. And I mean, that's something I've done a lot of in my life, is moving between countries and just starting from zero and starting from scratch. So I don't really have much stuff I've got to, worry about. And, things like the desktop oven and and grill, TV, refrigerator. They're things that I could just take to the pawnbroker and maybe get, 5 or 10. Probably more likely just to give them away. So what's my video and quality sound like? Just look like things that stopped here. The internet here is just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible, the internet here. Upload speed, download speed often not too bad, but upload speed absolutely foul, absolutely disgusting. When you've got an upload speed and it's speed test is quoting you your upload speed at 1 megabit per second or even 5 megabits per second, it's not really, really good enough. And, even download speed is not brilliant. Usually 100 or less megabits per second down. But if I get somewhere where there's better network, 500 or 600 down is generally what it is, and about 50 up. So, of course, I need to go out when I'm uploading videos. I need just to go out and upload them somewhere where there's better internet. So, that's a bit of a hassle, and really finding it annoying. And you know, the internet here, just to put a short up can take like 30 minutes and even more at times, just to put up a short. And I think, oh, yeah, that's just not good enough. So, yeah, definitely need to find a better, you know, better spot anyways, just for my internet. I think, do I want another cup of coffee or another iced coffee a bit later on? Everybody be laughing at that one. But yeah, being an hour and 10, so I think we're probably going to call it now. We haven't sort of had a heap of people charging in or anything, so I think we might call it at an hour and 10, 70 minutes. So a big thank you to everybody who's come in and said hello into the chat. A huge big thank you and appreciation to everybody who runs this live stream after on replay again. I really appreciate you. So everybody take care, be blessed, and until next time, bye bye.